You are listening to
Marty and the Breaux. Saying that I hope that we can, I would like to just end it on, what do you think, like, what are your views on,
Where Are We Today?
yeah, where are you today and your views on religion, how you feel about it, you know, people that are religious, anything, how you feel about it?
Yeah, well, I would, I think the atheist label for me still works in terms of I am not a theist. In other words, I don't think that there is a God of any kind out there
Mm,
in the everyday sense of the word.
yeah.
But where I have a little slice of a caveat for today's conversation is just that I look at nature and I look at the mechanics of it and the flow and ebbs and flows of nature and ecosystems that all seem to live in harmony for centuries and centuries and centuries.
Mm,
And I look at I don't know why I always come back to the school of fish because
mm,
at it's kind of like this. It's kind of like if I pick up the remote control and I point it at the TV and I push the button and the TV turns on. I don't personally know what's behind that action. I know that some people know. I know that there's that this is a well understood radio frequency or infrared or Bluetooth or whatever. I know that there are good, hardworking people that understand
yeah.
this technology very well. I just don't happen to understand it. When I look at a school of fish and I see the way that they move in unison and the way that the fish at the bottom of the school
Mm,
turns and moves at the same exact moment as the one that's on the other side of the school, and they're all following this pattern. I see them moving as a unit, but they're all individual fish. You could take a net and pull a fish out, right?
yeah.
But there is some sort of a mesh that is synchronizing to create this phenomenon of fish swimming in formation like this. And other animals move in formation all the time. It's not just fish. That's sort of like the most obvious answer. But you can look at other examples and geese flying in formation, the way that they fly. And there's lots of herd behavior. There's lots of things that can kind of fall into this
Yeah.
category of there must be some sort of connective tissue here. So that's something that is there. We can't really deny it. We don't understand it. So like it's in the same, it's like me with the remote control and understand how that works. When we look at the fish, we see that there's something going on there. We know that there's a phenomenon going there.
Mm,
We just haven't quite figured it out yet.
exactly.
So that when we make space for nature sort of being the mechanisms of nature overlapping with the mechanisms
Mm,
of the Christian God, that's where I say, like, to me, there is some portion of it that is spot on in terms of flowing and growth, and but the interpretation that the Christian faith, the Christian religion puts on it, and the Muslim religion, and all these religions that I'm not familiar with myself personally, but they all have this way of taking
yeah.
that core of truth that we can see and relate it in nature, that model that we see,
Mhm.
and then just taking it into these other crazy places that I can't get on board with. So, and attributing it to a sort of a central figure of God, which I've got no interest or allegiance to in any way. It just doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
like we talked about.
No, I'm
But
with you, man.
yeah, so I consider myself to be an atheist, but I'm not a hardcore materialist today, as maybe I was for most of my life, and that's some of the topics that we'll get into and later on and later on down the road in our show.
It's exciting stuff.
So I'm looking forward to, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where I am. And where would you say you are today? And about the similar place, or?
Yeah, man. I think, we're, three-dimensional creatures bound by the arrow of time. But no, so getting real deep into it, right? But no,
Of
so
course.
I think I
Makes
really
sense to me.
right, but no, I really think that it is like I said, I think the question of God is kind of irrelevant, and in the sense of what's more important is what is to be done with that information and whatnot, right? But as far as it goes,
How does it? I think, like, how does it harm us? How does it benefit us? If there is a God, and that's where you want to jump to, is like, it's not, if even if God is there, it's is clearly not serving us in.
Yeah, he's not.
It's not serving your community in any way at all.
Exactly.
Except for keeping your people somewhat complacent.
Exactly. Life is more like the quiz part is a quiz than homework. Like you're not, ain't nobody here to help us. It seems like they're like, saying like, all right, everybody quiz, no cheating, and pencils down when it's over and no redos, right? That's what it seems like God has. If there's a God, he set it up that way. Ain't no redoing life, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like ain't nobody helping, you saying? Ain't no, you get what I mean? You like what you just saw? Make sure you like, share, subscribe so the algorithms can algorithm or whatever sorcery they do. Follow us on our socials, links all down in the description, and let's keep rocking.